What's up, everybody? Keith Mitchell here from the Outerhaven. And recently, a news piece came out talking about Rockstar Games and the fact that their employees have been working 100 plus hour weeks just to get Rockstar's upcoming game, Red Dead Redemption 2, out the door. Now, of course, this article sparked a lot of outcry. A lot of people were getting pissed off. A lot of people were getting frustrated over this. And I understand that. I understand 100%. And, I had a conversation with my team about this yesterday, and the conversation got pretty heated because we were talking on two sides of the coin. One side of the coin was this is something that can be seen as necessary. This is something that is seen as commonplace in the gaming industry. And, for the longest time, this is something that goes on. On the other side of the coin, we argued that it wasn't right, that employees should not have to work 100 plus hour days or 100 plus hour weeks, because they need to get a game out the door. But at the same time, there's nothing that's really preventing the companies from doing this to their employees. Now, this is not the first time that Rockstar Games has come under fire for doing this. They did the same thing when Grand Theft Auto 5 was coming out, when several employees wrote in and said, hey, we're working, 14, 16-hour days. We're getting tired of this. And eventually there was a lawsuit that came into action due to this where Rockstar Games settled. So the question is going to be, how exactly can game developers protect themselves from this kind of I don't want to say torture, but it kind of is torture because I work in IT. I know what it is to work, 60-hour weeks or 70-hour weeks or working hundreds plus hours every 2 weeks. I understand the struggle. So for a game developer, it's a lot harder for them because they don't have anything to protect them. They don't have a union, and that's one thing that they need to do. They need to unionize. We have construction workers that have unions. We have film actors that have unions. We have various different positions in this country, in North America, that have a union that protect employees from being overworked, from taking advantage of, from having, safe work environments. And this is one thing that game developers don't have. Now, don't get me wrong. I know they would love to do that, but at the same time, you got to wonder about what could happen if they unionize. Game developers are not millionaires. They don't have a bazillion dollars sitting in their back pocket. They're just like you and me that are working a job. That's why it hurts them so much when you see a company like, Telltale Games go out of business and they're like, oh, we're letting go all of our employees. Okay, well now they're fighting to find a new job because they're not rich. They may seem like they're rich. They may seem like they have the best job in the world, but again, they're just like you and I. A union could probably protect them, but again, there's going to be some sort of backlash. They're like, oh, wow, you're unionized now, huh? So you think you can get away with doing X, Y, Z? Well, okay, we're just going to fire you and fire someone else to take your place. And that is quite possible. That is very much quite possible that'll happen, but we don't know. In the end, it may seem the negative thing to do, but it has a lot of positive benefits that game developers must unionize. They have to unionize. If they don't unionize, they're going to keep getting taken advantage of over and over and over. And if it's not Rockstar Games, it's another company. And I'm not blaming Rockstar whatsoever because I understand the struggle. I understand that they have a game that needs to get out at a certain time. They have a deadline. They probably have certain deals in place. They probably have been paid a certain amount of money. And more than anything, the publisher is probably saying, you know what? You said this timeline, it needs to happen. So yeah, we're going to get the game fairly soon. Hopefully that means that the game is in a finished state and not in a rush state, because when you were working 100-hour weeks, you're probably like, you know what, I really don't care. I just want this game done. And unfortunately, as another one of my coworkers and staffers stated, the internet has ruined game development because you can get a product out the door and it's not finished, and then you'll give us, 50 plus gig day one patches. Game developers, you have to unionize. You have to unionize, or this is going to keep happening. So that's my take on Rockstar Games. However, I also wanted to talk about something that's been going around the last couple of days, and that's some rogue PlayStation Network users that are sending out a message that is causing PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro consoles to brick. So it came to light over the weekend, and we wrote an article about that. You can find it on our website. That certain individuals are sending out a message that if received by your PlayStation 4, it will brick the console. You'll lose audio, you'll lose access to your controller, and your only recourse originally was to factory reset your system. Well, you can also rebuild the database for the PlayStation 4, and Sony also came out and said if you turn off your PlayStation 4 and delete the message via the PlayStation Messenger app, you can also get around from your console being bricked. But the question that needs to be asked is, how is a single message being sent to your PlayStation 4 bricking your console? That's kind of scary. You know, we're talking about stuff that would happen to a PC. And yes, the PlayStation 4 is a PC. Don't get that twisted. It's really sad that a simple message can brick a $400 console. Or $300, you're talking regular PlayStation 4. You know, this has got a lot of people frustrated, the fact that you can just play a random game and somebody can just send you a message and you don't even have to read it and it bricks your console. Sony has been pretty quiet as far as a fix. I'm hoping that they're working on one, because if this keeps going, this is going to cause a lot of issues for a lot of people. Can you imagine just somebody just sending a random message to a PlayStation 4 player when they're in the middle of a game of Call of Duty or something else and they just go offline? Oh my lord, it's pretty much a DDoS attack. It needs to be fixed, and I'm hoping that Sony is on top of this. So guys, that's the news for today. I will be back with more news the next couple of days. Thanks for watching, and as always, be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe. Let us know how we're doing, because this is something new we're working on, and we're going to continue to push the envelope, as they like to say. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.